ChatBack on RCV News.
And just a reminder that this conversation is live on Facebook. On Facebook, you go to Facebook, search for RCV News. RCV News is a platform where we do post everything current affairs. So come through and let's get interactive on that platform. Then also the number is 0956 200 490. 0956 200 490. This morning we do have a great topic that we are looking at. We are looking at national matters, starting from Caderism and the economic challenges per ground. The economic challenges per ground. This is our topic of discussion this morning. Caderism and also the economic challenges per ground. This is our topic this morning. And my guest is United Kwacha Alliance National Youth Chairman, Mr. Thomas Sipalo. Good morning and welcome to ChatBack.
Yes, good morning, and how are you, Mr. Angel?
We are doing very well. Great to have you on ChatBack after a long time. I think the last time we had you was prior to 2021.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think it should be 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, thank you so much for coming through on the program. How have you been for starters?
No, I've been all right. God is on our side. At least we are able to pick here and there. At least we are fine.
Yeah.
God is on our side. Yeah, we can't complain. And you?
We're okay. Just super excited to host you here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe let's start with 2021.
Yeah.
You did so well in the 2021 general elections, standing under the Munali seat. And you're this close to actually winning the seat.
Yeah.
Mukombo nyumo mkaringaringa mtendere.
Karikiriki.
No, they said...
Actually, Konse.
Konse?
Now we know wamazifunza every day. Now we need a good.
And then just, towards the end, things changed.
Yeah.
And we saw Honorable Mike Mposha winning the seat.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn from that?
I learned a lot. You see, at first I used to think politics was an easy game. Was just something that you just need to go because you're popular and you can win. I didn't know that it's a science. It's something that you need to understand, something that you master. Once you just miss one single instruction and you are off the game. We did all we could. I remember there was COVID. We didn't have time to campaign, to do open rallies. Yeah, but we campaigned very well. We did very well. But I think at the end they beat us using experience, not that they beat us using numbers. No, that's a lie. So I've just come to realize to say politics is not as easy as we seem. So there are times when people want somebody else, but somebody else will read them. You understand what I'm saying? Because to us. Like to me, I for one personally, I just entered that race because I was like, you see, we haven't had a leader who's come from within ourselves, somebody who's got a heart for our people, you see. So I said, no, let me just try to join this race. And I joined, I think, about a month plus, 3 weeks or so. But looking at the number that we did very well. We did very well. We learned a lot. That's the reason why even when people started calling for us to petition the election, I was like, I think no, we've learned a lot. God's time is always the best. So I didn't want to go further with it because there were some other things that we didn't do right, which I feel if we had done it, we are going to have a very good case in court. But looking at the technicalities, these guys beat us on experience, on technicalities. Like, they didn't give us the Gene 20s for us to present in court, because when you go to court, they'll need the Gene 20s to say, fine, you are claiming that you won this seat. Where are the Gene 20s? They refused to give our boys who are the monitors for that election. And, being new in the system, I never took that to be very important. But now I've learned. So the next election that I'm standing, I'll make sure that all the Gene 20s, all my monitors have the Gene 20s, so unlike how it was where they were kicked out. So already
you're telling us that 2026 you're going in for Munali.
I'm going in. I never give up.
And by then you feel you'd have gained the necessary experience.
Exactly. I've gained, I've learned. The experience now I have. Because I've gained, I've learned. The only thing which was lacking in our team in 2021 was, I think, experience to participate in an election of that magnitude, just like what I've told you. Most of the guys that we used as monitors were just small boys, you understand, who've never made people vote before, who've never monitored an election before, you understand. So even when they were just being told, they just started leaving, you understand. But now I've known to say, I think those were the mistakes, and I'm so proud of my team. We did so well. And we can't just be crying over some spilled milk. There's an MP there who is there already right now. But we're going to meet him again in the ballot.
How do you think he's performing?
His performance, if you have to ask me, is pathetic. It's not what I expected. You know, if you get some controversial results in an election, you're supposed to perform above expectation from the people, so that even those that want to criticize you will have nowhere to criticize you from. Like, I, for one, I'm a critic, yeah, but if somebody does something good, I have to appreciate, because at the end of the day, whatever development that comes in the constituency, benefits each and every person. You understand what I'm saying? So the kind of politics that I want is the kind of politics where if somebody does fine, even if he's my rival or something, we can sit down with my rival and, I agree on certain things. I say, I think here, if I was to be MP, I was going to do this, this, and that. But if you have to look at the relationship between me and him, it's cat and mouth. It can't. We can't just mix. It's water and
why can't you mix with him?
Me, I don't have a problem with him, but I think he's a person who's got a problem with me. Because, Munali is the only place that I know. Is the only place that I've known. But if I'm to tell you to say, even today, it's very difficult for me just to move around Munali. Some people have been planted to harm me, to do what. This kind of Asian politics which don't add value to our people. What we need is the kind of politics where we are going to fight using ideas. Let it be a battle of ideas, not physical fighting. But I don't know the kind of beef that he has with me, but me, I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah.
So when it comes to working in Mnali, he's lamentably failed, because most of the things that we are having in Mnali, the things that we were experiencing from way back, they're still here. Like, I can give you an example. The issue that Kaunda Square residents have been complaining about is the issue of sanitation and water. He was the Minister of Sanitation and Water. Did he do anything in Kaunda Square? The answer is no. The problem is still there. If you go to Kalikiliki, the issue of water is also there. You go to Charleston, to Avondale, you see, and these are the issues that we've been living with for a very long time. And these are some of the issues that made me say, let me join the list so that I can speak for the people of Mnali. But, it's like the president knew. What he did was he gave us an MP and appointed him to be Minister of Water and Sanitation. The biggest problems that we're having in Mnali constituency, but he didn't take that opportunity to work on those things. That's why you see a lot of people, they will say an opportunity of a lifetime should be seized within the lifetime of that opportunity. But did our MP seize that opportunity? The answer is no. You see, so we still have those problems. I hope the new minister is going to think about us, because the issue of water in Mnali is number one. Yeah. Because most of the compound, you find that, okay, other wards, they've got this problem, but the issue of water
in Mnali
is very common in almost every
actually,
ward.
you've answered my next question, because I wanted to ask, seeing that, you did your post-mortem after 2021.
Yeah.
So then, per ground, people were saying that, I think Mr. Sipalo is going to form a political party.
Yeah.
But we've seen the move that you have just done.
Yeah.
And the move that you have done is, right now you're solo. You're not affiliated to any political party.
No. I'm independent, yeah.
But you've decided to join the United Kwacha Alliance as the national youth chairman. Why did you decide to join UKA?
You see, they say, if you want to walk fast, move alone. If you want to go further, be in a group. You understand what I'm trying to say? Just like what I told you, in 2021, when we stood in that election, we were alone. We were just a small group of visionary young guys who thought, okay, fine, after winning, we are going to change Mnali like this, we are going to change Mnali like this. But we were so vulnerable to an extent where when PF accepted to say, if it's a loser, and their monitors started running away from those polling stations, we just remained as a very small group with a bigger group, the UPND guys. You understand? It was very difficult. They just started bulldozing our young boys from the polling stations. You understand what I'm trying to say? If I had the backup from a bigger party, it was going to be easy, because I was going to stand my grounds. But we were very weak and small. And right now, if you have to look at a lot of our politicians in Zambia, what we are looking at, nichintu chimozi. Ungazingo kamba zizunkaso sikambisa weka inewanga wa mkombo niwambirisi wamvera chizungu. You see, what we are looking at is chintu chimozi. We want a better Zambia. UKA, no one should, actually let me even take this opportunity to explain to the people, to say, UKA, sichipani. is just an organization, it's just an association. Yabantu wosiana siana wamene wafuna vabwino pa Zambia. People want the best for our country. Who've come together because whether it's Citizen First, whether it's the NDP, whether it's what, all those people, what they want at the end of the day is to develop this country. You understand what I'm saying? So the idea is all those who've got love for this country, patriotic Zambians, just decided to say, let's come up together because we are fighting for one common thing. And this thing is to make Zambia a peaceful place, to make sure that the economy is okay, to make sure that vamakomboni vapezako vakudia. Ababenangu vapezako tumanshito tuma business swenda bwino. So that's why they came up with the UKA. Noti chitako invite awe tingasenzele pamoja. Then I looked at their vision. The vision is Zambia, and me, I love Zambia. I'm a patriotic Zambian. What I want is the best for this country, and whoever is not doing justice to this country, me, I don't get even scared to criticize. I'll criticize, I'll speak, and I'll speak the truth, because at the end of the day, we only have one Zambia, and if we let this Zambia go to dogs, all of us will get affected.
Yeah, let me just bring in some critics that you have received from people, because they feel, Mr. Sipalo, they've seen you rise from the very bottom.
Yeah,
they've seen the works that you have done. They know that you are a person who loves this nation. They've seen your works. Very, very happy with you. Even in 2021, people were so excited. Actually, in as much as you lost, people on the ground said, we think it's actually done well because this is the first time.
Yeah.
And it's from there that people started to have this, hope, this vision that we think Mr. Sipalo is the future of Zambia.
Yeah.
And they started to segment you to say, not these maybe old political leaders. No, not these ones. Mr. Sipalo and his team, they are a new breed. This is the future of Zambia. Then you decide to go join UKA, and they're asking, but why are you engaging yourself with, political leaders that some have even ruled the country, but we don't want you to be part of, this particular group. It's a different calling. You're young, you're vibrant. Why can't you also start up something,
your own thing,
something, new ideas, fresh ideas?
You see, for you to understand where you are going, you need to understand first where you're coming from. You understand? Yes, as much as there are a lot of old guys in UKA, we need to learn as young people from them. And one thing you need to understand is that as young people, yes, we have the brilliant ideas. We can bring the change that Zambians need, but we need these old guys to guide us. They've made mistakes and they've known. So if we isolate them completely, we'll never learn the mistakes that they've made. Like myself, I believe in learning from the actual person who's made a mistake. I can give you an example. We've got our former president. He was a president. He was voted out. When he sits down, I'm sure he's had a lot of time to reflect. If I had done this, I was going to do that. He knows he's done his homework. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, me going closer to them is a learning process. I need to learn from these madalas. As the Bemba say, atumuliro atuocha nuwa utaocha uchingirire wakura. I don't know Bemba anyway, but that's what they say. It means, you see, as a young person, you need the old guys to learn. It's not every old guy they are seeing in UKA who is going to be in leadership. No. Actually, a lot of people have been saying, no, UKA is President Lungu's more like ideas. He wants to come back. Yes, it's within his rights. If the people of Zambia want him back, it's up to him. But if they don't want him to come back, it's also up to the people of Zambia. You understand? Me, I'm there to learn, and I'm learning, and I've learned a lot, and I've been given this opportunity to be the national youth chairperson for the whole Zambia, which if I was alone, it was going to take a lot of time. But now, because of these other political parties, these presidents who sat down and believed in me and say, this young person can talk to the youths, I am here to bring the change. I want to tell the youths, and me, my being in UKA, is not that I just woke up, one person no. Even when they were deciding to say, let's get him, I wasn't there. But they sat down, and the fact that out of I don't know how many million young people, they decided to bring me on board. I feel I'm a blessing to each and every young person in Zambia, because my being there gives me a privilege and a leverage to talk to those leaders. 2026, if we are going for elections, me, I'm going to mobilize the youths. But we have to agree on certain things. It has to be 50% youth representation in parliament, which most of the political parties haven't done. If you have to look at all of us young people in Zambia, we've got one similar problem. And the problems that we face on a daily basis, they are the same. You see, so me being given that seat, to me, is a blessing to each and every Zambian youth, especially those who are makomboni. Chifukwa ine mpando wanga unaona nipasa ujawa youth. Nintau manji ombo nkala na upansi, because I'm sitting down with these political parties, know that ine vanenza funa kusenza tsevenza but funa kwa youth. Fana na hivi vabgereko, because imwe midala na imwe masenza maningi. You people, imwe midala mzankala kukumbuyo, mziti pasa chape guidance, papene mwona kutiti taya.
Ideas, yeah, but also there's also been criticism to say, look, there are times, you know, some presidents that are within UCA make some statements, and those statements are really, they're really alarming, and sometimes you're even surprised. So when people are criticizing, they're not going to say, for instance, President Savoy, they're going to say, va UCA. Aren't you afraid that you're going to also be entangled in that criticism? And then bit by bit, maybe even people on the ground will start saying, Mr. Sipalo.
Wamboitaya. Look, in UCA right now, there's no president. I think you're aware.
Yes.
There are, you know, these presidents who are in UCA represent their own political parties. You understand what I'm saying? UCA is just an alliance where mabwerache pamozi mwaziwa tu, okay? Ilimonga national team yama opposition, in short. Where you get mwatengao mwafaka, okay, these are the best guys, let's move together. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, some of the statements that are made as UCA, and some of the statements that are made as individuals, maybe representing their own political parties. Because if you have to go on my Facebook page, everything that I write as the National Youth Chairman for UCA, I'll put at the end, I'll say Thomas Sipalo, Common President, National Youth Chairman, UCA National Youth Chairman. You understand what I'm saying? But if I'm just writing my things like my own opinion, it's just, I'll just write Thomas Sipalo, Common President, and it ends there.
Yeah, but right now, it's very difficult for people to distinguish between, let's say, for instance, Mr. Sipalo and UCA.
Yes.
Then they know that anything that Mr. Sipalo says is coming from UCA.
It's coming from UCA, yes. But you should be paying attention to what I write. When I put UCA, then that statement, I've given it to the seniors in the alliance, and they've endorsed it to say, okay, fine, it's fine. So sometimes I speak things as myself, because I'm in UCA, but need independent. Nikali independent, not that I don't belong to any political party. All I just want is to see fresh brains and fresh blood.
Do you plan on joining any of the political parties in UCA?
I'll see. If there will be a party that is going to convince me, that's the party that I'm going to join. But we need to move together, because two can't move together unless they agree.
But don't you think already technically you are, because you're in UCA, I know it's
but
a group
which political party?
Yeah, I know it's a group of political parties, but you are in there. So I think
but which political
party? I think it's eminent that you're going to join one.
No, I
don't know how that.
No,
works.
I'll need to look at those political parties to say, okay, fine, because each and every political party in UCA has got its own manifesto, has got its own policies. So what they're trying to do, these Council of Presidents, is that they are trying to get, they get the manifesto from this party, from this party, from this party, and come up with one. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yes. And come up with one policy. You see, one manifesto. So that's why you find that even having a president, it has taken a bit of time, because you need to have something that is uniform, something that is going to please almost all the members.
Yes,
in that alliance.
And I just want you to, for the people, for these people. People background for their sake. The other question is, okay, Mr. Sipalo, you are into this particular UCA, but then is what we're hearing true, that all these political parties will just choose one candidate that's going to stand for the 2026 election?
Yes, because you see, what has been happening is, you find that kulima party ambiri, wafaka, you're just dividing votes instead of just fighting for one common enemy. Because right now our biggest enemy is the economy. And who is killing this economy is UPND. So automatically UPND is our enemy where killing of the economy is concerned. So what do? You all want to improve the economy. You all want, it's more like mwenda ukafiwe, alionsa kwera motoka yake, but munavima basi monse. Why can't you just jump in one bus and head the same direction, so that you save a lot of fuel and everything? You understand? That's how UCA is. There are different political parties, okay? Different political parties. And most of these political parties, their aim is one thing: to change Zambia to make sure kuti vantu vamukombo ni wakudi atu business wenda kobino na ma problems ena ngoenda pita because apa right now kulinjala mzambia once and same. So why can't you come together since you are fighting one common enemy, and what we all want is a better Zambia? You understand what I'm trying to say? So when that time comes, they're going to choose who will be the president and who will be the running mate. Definitely it can be anyone else. So people shouldn't be lying to say no, it's automatically it's President Lungu. No, President Lungu is just a president of a political party, just like President Savoy, just like President Silavoyev, President Kalaba. All of them, those just sit in the Council of Presidents. It doesn't mean that because President Lungu is there, then automatically he's the one who is in charge. No, those are lies. It's just like the idea.
Yeah.
It is to the idea to see to it that Zambia is in safe hands. Zambia vintu vamine vichitika monga panjala makomboni ya sira.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to the economy, let's just touch on really democracy. But before we get to that, just a reminder that this conversation is live on Facebook. You can go to RCV News. RCV News is a platform where we post everything current affairs. So come through and let's get interactive. The number is 0956 200 You can send your text messages to that number. Then in the second hour of the program, we'll give you an opportunity to call in and have a conversation with our guest. All right, let's get to democracy. And there's been a lot of, complaints. I would say we've heard statements, press briefings on how the opposition feel that, the current democratic space has shrunk. And just recent, this over the weekend, we saw what happened on the Copper Belt where the socialists, lodged in a notice to say, look, we're going to have a meeting. And then those police, I think, first they said, no, you couldn't do it because of security concerns. Then they said, no, actually go out. You're free to have your rally. Then on the actual day, when the socialists, were mobilizing, ready for the rally, there was heavy police presence. And according to the information that we have, the police told them, look, this rally cannot go ahead. Go to whoever gave you whoever gave you the permit to say you can go ahead. But that's just one isolated incident. Opposition political parties have complained that since 2021, there's none that has had these political rallies. What is your take on that?
The truth is the democratic space has slinked. And that's the truth. Whether they like it or not, it has slinked. Because, look, it's not only the Socialist Party. Even the New Heritage Party, last week, they wanted to have a rally. Is it in the Chipata compound? What happened there? In the morning, the police full pavenue. Na makada na mapanga babwera komene kujobu sokoneza. Ba police bafika balesa ijalali. Me, I always ask myself this question. Look, every time the opposition will write for an application to the police, they will say, no, the rally can't go on due to security concerns. But when you go ahead, you say we are going to have the rally, the police will be found, the manpower will be found to disperse people who are trying to gather. And yet they can't organize the same manpower to protect the people. And you see, I think about a week or so ago, the IG was quoted in one of the newspapers saying, no, we don't allow the opposition to hold political parties because we fear the other camp is always ready to attack. Fine. If they've identified to say the other camp is a problem and wants to attack the opposition, why not call their leaders? Why not warn them to say what you are going to do? We are going to arrest you. It shouldn't take the president to start saying, no, I'm going to use soldiers for you to do the right thing. No. The police know what is good and what is wrong. So they are not supposed to be political. The duty of the police is to save the people.
You think the police are being political?
They are being political. If you are to ask me, they are being political. Because I can give you examples where muntu wamene swamu UPND or sim friend wa New Dawn atukane lero ola poste videos pa Facebook. Wa police bazavuta swanga mugwire no mugwira. But manje nkhala chabe ndi wako opposition ndi wakuuka CF or chipani chinango yes achabe kutukana ba police bazazi bapo paka utodaba tizikita isebenza branch within a second ndiyo ungena. But now if the laws are not being applied equally and fairly, this is recipe for anarchy, because what you need is what is bad for UPND members should also be bad for other opposition members. You understand? So the law that is broken by the UPND members is also, it should be treated the same as the law when it's broken by the opposition members. But here we are seeing the law which is not being applied equally and fairly. You know, there's a selective justice. Because about 2 weeks ago, there's a gentleman called Chano Dangwira. Chano Dangwira went to report some youths from Northwestern Province. There was a video that was circulating. Anyway, they were using very strong language against the former president. And, you know, there was again a video that resurfaced from Southern Province, I believe it's in Monze, where the youths were putting on UPND regalia. Definitely because of the way they were talking, they were UPND. And Mr. Chano Dangwira went to the police. He started with Chelston. He went to Chelston Police, trying to report that matter. They told him they were too busy.
The police were busy?
Yes. He went to Kabwata. They refused. He went to Central Police. They refused. He just sat down. Just last week, President Chalakateka reported named individuals to the police to be arrested. Have they been arrested? The answer is no. Just that other week, cadres were at deck there, singing insulting songs, insulting the former president, in the full view of the police. Did the police arrest them? No. But if it was another camp, as we are speaking, those guys were going to be appearing in court. We shouldn't be the case. Let the police learn. The police are supposed to protect each and every Zambian. They're not supposed to put the interests of the appointing authority ahead of them. That's why sometimes, now my police, you see, just before 2021, all those police officers who were trying to be political, they were fired when UPND came into power. And now the same mistake which their friends made, they are still following the same steps. You know, you can't be doing same things and expect different results. Even the new party that is going to come in power, like UKA, the way UKA is coming in 2026, most of the police officers might lose their jobs because of being unprofessional. Let's be professional. Actually, the issue of notifying the police, they are not supposed, it's just to, you know, what the law says is you just notify. You tell them we'll be having this, then they'll just say, okay, go ahead. Or maybe your friends are having the same rally in that particular area, so we can't guarantee you, but we are going to send the officers to monitor what is going on. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's how it's supposed to work. But now you find that the police officers are issuing political statements, which to me isn't a good thing. Let UPND do the right thing. If they were not given the right to mobilize, the right to sell themselves, believe you me, they were not going to form government today. This is the democracy.
There is also another score, and people that believe that the democratic space under the UPND is better. That's what others believe, because they say, look, you ask Mr. Sipalo, has he ever been harassed ever since the UPND came into power?
Yes, I've been.
You've been harassed before?
I've been. I receive threats almost every day. It's only that me, I'm 100% ghetto. So but
why don't you report them to the police?
Even if I don't want to even waste my time. Which police officer will have the courage even to write? Which police officer will have the courage? Or waenda police waenda kamba no, wenzoni ofia wanuza zakuchita soe, zakuchita vaoyo. Me, I receive those threats almost every day. But to me, it's like, you know, it's like a dog barking at an elephant. So I don't get shaken by mere card. Actually, I even feel pity for those young people.
So they say that Mr. Sipalo is able to go to whatever radio station it is. No one is going to harass
him. Go to City Market even today. The cadres are still there. If the cadres are not existing, why did the president at the press conference talk about them? Why didn't he mention that? Let's ask ourselves those important questions. That's why I always say, young people, let's not be used. Our friends who were young like us, they were used during MMD. They were used during PF. Where are they today? They're just languishing Kungo Pempa Makomboni. So as a young person, think. Be a leader. If you have to look at when Kaunda was president at 40, Chiruba at 45, they were young people. You understand? But now, the young people of today, all they want is to go and beat up somebody else, then they go to prison for 5 years, they come back, moving life. He tries to go back. The same leaders who are sending him, that no, we don't like to associate ourselves with criminals. We should be thinking as young people. It's time we regroup. Use this opportunity. I'm now the National Youth Chairman. Until then, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to recruit a lot of youths, and we are going to stand in this position.
And also, how confident are you that you're going to be able to manage all these youths? Because you're the national youth chairperson of UKA.
Yes.
So you've got youths from the Patriotic Front,
Yes.
Citizens First, so many political parties, and there are over 10, isn't it?
Yeah, over 10. Yeah.
Over 10. Are you confident that you're going to manage these youths?
Just like the way God gave, God can never give you a position you can't fail to run. God gave me the position. I never fought for it. They just sat down and say, I think this is the right person. Just like that, that's the way I'm going to manage the youths. I'm going to make sure that we are going to visit the youths. We are going to come up with structures. We are going to have youth indoors. We are going to make sure that we've got rallies just for the youths. And not only youth from UKA, but all the Zambian youths. Because my mandate is to make sure that I change the mind of a Zambian youth. As the youths have been used, enough is enough. Yeah. Yes, people say, no, he's saying that, but kusogolo kulimidala. Those have got experience and resources. What do I have as Thomas? I just have a crowd of people. I don't have resources. I don't have the experience. So what do I need to do? I need guidance from those people who are in front so that they can tell us, chitani konso, batitani zako na hapa, boss, tunaenda kwa kasama, tukaoneka wa youth, tengani konika basa kamwende konako, because paine neka, sininga kwanisi.
Yeah, so are you also giving us an assurance that if, for instance, we have youths that are going to misbehave from Citizens First, we can put it on you because you are the national youth chairperson? The
youths under my wing that are going to misbehave will be expelled. I don't tolerate thuggery. I don't want violence, and my youth will never be used as tools of violence. If there's any president within the alliance who feels to say, no, I'm going to use the youth from UKA to start causing violence, that president, yes, in Wakulu in terms of, protocol, but I think I would Zambana now, because we've seen it doesn't work. Zambians don't like violence. Let's be the youths that will be useful. Let's be the youths that will participate in the development of this country. Not just the youths that are going to be threatening people by lifting Vincimbi, Mwapompa, Mahosi voice, Kwambo Menya Vantu. No. Tieni tinkareko ma youth wamini chalo chikankala tichiganzira kutizashita bwanji. Most of these political leaders that we have today have exhausted all their political usefulness.
Let's continue.
For how long have they been in power? And what new ideas can they bring to the table?
Just after the news, we have the news coming at 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Someone else is going to do it.
ChatBack on RCV News.
Let's get back to the conversation, Mr. Sipalo, and we're just really getting your thoughts on democracy. But also I would like to get your thoughts on Caderism, because we saw that prior to 2021, I think, like you said, Zambians don't like violence. Zambians are peaceful people, they're loving people.
Not at all.
So probably maybe Caderism played in one way or the other. That's why they made the decisions they made in 2021. But we've seen also there's been a fight against Caderism in the ruling UPND. Flashes here and there, but just recent when the president had a press briefing, he talked about it, Caderism, no Caderism, anyone who's involved, and he also gave a directive that certain youths that were involved in one or two situations last week should be arrested. How would you maybe rate fighting Caderism under the UPND? Do you think they've made some gains, seeing maybe where we are coming from? Do you think, they should be given a pat on the back to say, okay, but muyesa ankanya Caderism?
You see, the president said it clearly to say we don't want Caderism. I was happy with that statement. But you see, talking is one thing, doing is another thing. The police, did they arrest those guys who are there? Because there were over about 100. And these cadres, they're just like hard youths for violence. They know each other. If you are to start going to a police station, they were arrested. Where are they? Which police station are they? You see, let's not just be talking because we want the people to hear what we are talking about. Look, Caderism is bad. If you are to ask the people of Zambia today to say, PF, why did you vote out PF? They'll tell you one of the biggest things is Caderism. The people of Zambia hate cadres. They don't like cadres at all. But Caderism has always been there in UPND. It's only that because they control the social media space. You understand what I'm saying? If you are to go pa Angry Lion in town, you go to City Market, the cadres are still there. You go kuja kumachibolia, the cadres are still there. People are being beaten every day by the cadres, but most of them are scared to even report. But you find that the leaders from UPND, they will go on TV and on radio and say, no, as we don't have cadres. No, cadres are there. Not until Apa number kuvomera, because it's on record now. There are videos which emerged when they were there, when they went to insult the president. Naina ngweko kanyama. Ndepa meni mantu mavideo tu ambochoka wamba kuvomera. But even when it happened in Mandevu that day, wamapanga wacha. The district youth chairman, Mr. Anderson Banda, should be on Millennium TV or something. I watched him. And was saying, no, those are not our people. We don't know them. That is not helping. If those are UPND guys, UPND leadership need to just call their leaders and tell them, if it means telling Liswaniso, makada yako ya ambandeo, please tame them. Awaziwa bonzi. Iwe chite ndiwe kada uchitavaso lekani. You just need to be brutal. You don't need to pamper them. You don't need to start talking to them, Mungawa, Papatira, or anything. Zambians don't like cadres. Actually, it's even better to have more Zambians on your side than to have a few cadres who are causing problems to the people. But this is what most old politicians don't understand. That's why I'm saying, me as National Youth Chairman for UCA, all those youths who were very violent during PF and who will be expelled or chased from UPND who are violent, they are not welcome to UCA, because we don't want violence. What we want is a kind of politics where two youths, maybe mwanidi lisowa kuuka inena cha organized debate at Mulungushi with the journalists, tatengana mayuthi waku UPND. We meet in one hall to discuss the future of us, the young Zambians, young politicians. Without fighting each other. If it means fighting, we just fight,
ideas.
With ideas. We debate, you understand? Ndiende oyabwino, osati watenga panga, waendo jua mzako osauka. Mundu wamene mnakula nae mkomboni, wamene akutuma luka blonga. Waisi watenga wana wao kwa kutuwa zendo menya bantu. Have you ever heard anywhere kuti no honorable Gali Nkombo example amenya honorable Binwe Mpundu so bali ku police? They don't fight. But why should poor youths be used as tools of violence all the time? This shouldn't be condoned. My youth in Shito ya all the time ya chacha, they were fighting to get independence. Not kwamba umenya na weka. Seme Mazambians tenzo umenya na weka. Wamene ashuche taenda na mapanga taenda kumenya. Seme na independence tinatenge. So, our youth, as we sit down, let's think. Wasaziti tuma because they want to buy us beer. Wakutuma wendo chenche na mzako. Muntu wamene unakula nae, or because you don't agree politically. In your politics yaso nakana. Me, the kind of politics that I want is let's argue politically. Let's not get physical over politics. Because at the end of the day, it's one Zambia, one nation. If the party that is in power is doing fine, let's appreciate them. If the party that is in power is making mistakes, let's criticize them without fear or favor. Because for as long as those who support the party in power, whatever they do, right or wrong, they support.
Do you think as the opposition you've been doing enough of that? Because others say, Mzambia mulibe opposition.
No, opposition ni wantu. You see, opposition is not just a registered political party. I think that's where we go wrong. Even PF, when they were in power, they were saying, opposition kulibe. Opposition ni wantu. Look at the numbers. The numbers that UPND got today, if they are to do an audit, Swafika 2.8. Wambiri ni swing voters who were frustrated with the cadres, who were voting. They were not even voting for UPND. They were voting out PF because they were tired. They wanted to say, lekanti kulangizeni kuti na mpamvu. So they shouldn't be worried about these registered opposition political parties. The opposition is with the people. And what brings the opposition is what they promised the people of Zambia. Have they delivered to their promises? That's what they are supposed to be asking themselves.
And let's
worry about
that.
These political parties that we are seeing, wapita opposition. Opposition ni wantu.
Yeah, let's actually get to that, talking about delivering these campaign promises. Others call you President Wapa Wamkombon. Yes. We'd just like you to, update us.
Yeah.
You are the President Wamkombon. There's been issues to do with load shedding. There's a high fuel prices that have really pushed, the commodities of, goods on the market really high. There's been issues of meal. Maybe let's start with load shedding. There was a campaign promise with regards to load shedding prior to 2021. We saw how, we can avert this issue of load shedding. Are you impressed with how government has handled, this energy crisis, seeing that it is a fact there was drought and there are low levels
Of
water Kariba? Are you impressed with how they're handling this situation?
Not at all. Not at all. In the sense that you see, the problem with the current government is that they don't want to take responsibilities. They are the people, to me, who've got too much ego that they can't accept even when they are wrong. They want to defend the wrong. You understand? The president, the current president, is on record to have said to say, in Dubai, where there is no rains, no dams, power does not go. They've got power 24/7. That was during Lungwa, and this is President Hakainde Hichilema. It's there on social media. That's the goodness of social media now. Whatever you say will be used against you. So the president was saying, ku Dubai ni mu desert kulibire tu tumanzoro tungono mvula siroka. How come manga na malaiti 24/7? Ichi sikuti ati ni drought yamenerengesa kuti kusankale malaiti. Ni lack of leadership ya Edgar Lungu. Now Edgar Lungu is not in power. It's him. Why are they bringing the issue of drought now? When they used to say, no, drought is lack of leadership. Should we say it's lack of leadership? You see, that's why sometimes, even as we are in opposition, let's mind what we say. Because nowadays, this is a technology, era where whatever you say is recorded and it's not deleted. The current president condemned everything that PF did and attributed it to their failures. Failure of leadership failure. Even myself, I know, it's the drought. But are they accepting? The answer is no. Let them also go back to what they did to apologize to the people of Zambia, to say, vindu vina angutezo kambira tikali panja, manje we are in power, taona kuti vina vaso na vaso hivi, nivo vuta. Because load shedding, apart from just being load shedded, we don't even know how many hours load shedding is supposed to take. You find that, ku area kwa nuzi wakati malaiti enda na 12. Yazabu enda pa 11:30. Uzi atiabwera 18, yazabu pa 16, nobo enda pa 17. So, people are failing to plan. I don't know kapena kuzesko wanangenesa tuwana tuanesa litonduka tukungo yasha tuwepte papa because sometimes you pesa malaiti yaenda yabwera ukadukondi phone yaenda foot. Let them have a schedule which they are going to follow, because Zesco also is failing us. Lack of leadership at Zesco leaves much to be desired. There is no way you can be rotated 3-4 times a day and isuzi. Okay, imagine una bakery wafakamo chabe mabanzi ufaka chabe yamba chabe kwambo fumuka malaiti yaenda nishwa pesa loss. So you find that too small companies they are failing to work because of malaiti. That depend on malaiti, like bao dingi vantu wenango like monga wama saluni vavuto zopeza malaiti bazi batiazabuka 14 hours. 14 yamenonze mbekeza no bwera malaiti yabo bwera 18 no boy enda foot pa 18:30. It doesn't make sense. No bwera 01 who's using a
but maybe to be fair to them, don't you think that this issue of load shedding is sort of a legacy issue? It didn't start with the UPND, it started way back. Don't you think maybe to give them benefit of doubt, it's a legacy
benefit
issue?
Benefit of doubt in Yamene, but it ends zikamba vazona. That's why I got mulimpa mfunika planning ahead. You need to plan, because look, there is no way we can be having load shedding year in, year out Mongan traditional ceremony. We are supposed to be planning. So right now, what they were supposed to be doing is to start now planning for the future. But the problem with the government that we have today, they don't plan for the future. Paso load shedding iriko. Ikamba changala bunonchiwayamba posting no load shedding here. They'll forget. Next year again they will come with the same issue at drought. Okay, last year drought was there. There was no drought. I mean, the rains were there. Load shedding was still there. It's lack of planning. That Kariba Dam Kaunda kapena, in fact, na Kaunda kota na ipes. I think it was built should be 1957, even before it got independence. What was the population of Zambia? The population of Zambia was very small. So that Kariba Dam was built to supply power to just a small number of people. But now that we are over 20 million, and by then maybe it is 4 million, yet times 5. Have we built anything from 1957 which is very sensible, which can pump power to a lot of people? The answer is no.
So it could be a legacy issue.
We are not planning ahead. This is lack of leadership that we are having.
Do you think the challenges that we are facing with load shedding is also the same with fuel prices? Because also prior to 2021, there are a lot of calculations on how when they come into government,
but
fuel prices are going to be reduced. Do you think that's also the same?
Now your foot ya fuel. right now, we understand to say it's global. But again, it's the promises. You see, when the president was vying for this girl called Zambia, the manifesto was very good. It condemned everything that the former boyfriend for Zambia, Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu, was doing. Kwenzemano, on fuel, because they are middlemen, that's why it's expensive. So when I come into power, and you see the problem with the president, he used to use the word immediately. Immediately means now. When I come into power, we are going to make sure we are going to cut the middle edge, then even cut kabodi, calculate the price will come, of fuel will come per kapenen 5 kwacha. Mundu wanga, wabwera pa president. Fuel ilipazingati lero. How much is fuel today? It's
30,
expensive.
yeah.
About 37, somewhere there. You understand? Which is too expensive for an ordinary Zambian. And you see, fuel, when fuel goes up, everything goes up, especially diesel. Because even just to bring petrol, you use diesel. Kugaya unga, ngati maraiti yaenda monga paso, the problem is, tina vintu viviri viviri problem. Diesel ya dura plus road shading. So you find that small and medium enterprise industries are having problems because udapeza mufuna kuti cost of production, mufuna kuti mchai, maraiti yaenda magula diesel, cost of production goes up. When the cost of production goes up, the prices of the products or the commodities will also follow suit. You understand? Because you can't be running at a loss. Could be running a business, monga ni NGO, Simba Teresa here. One. So what is happening is, fuel ya dula, maraiti na yusia oneka, waminobu uvutikila mwandani, wantupa ground. Because the supply is low. The production is low. Then now what will happen now in the long run? Ma company ya Zambo chosa bantu manshito. Because they can't afford. Wazamo pesa kakai wazopanga unga maybe 10,000 bags. Maraiti ya endo wambopanga 3,000 bags. You can't afford your profit, you pay the workers and everything. It becomes a bit of a problem. So
yeah,
the issue of fuel,
yeah.
Again, let me talk about fuel. Issue every month, you have to review. Every month, it doesn't work. Because planning ivuta, ni sema nankani ya dollar. Ivuta planning, because lelo mzafakira, the other month, mwabweza pants. Okay, imagine una matrack. Yaenda ku South Africa ndo tenga vintu fuel ilipanzi. By the time yafuno bwelera fuel wapeza wafakira. Iruwa na mlodi mwamine wata encounter machani ma losses. So yavuta. So what you need to do on fuel? Let's just have my price every 3 months. Whether ya kwela kwa ntiyo dola yagu wataziwa chati. Okay, ngati zaifa kapa 35. Let it be 35 for 3 months. Then we review, checking. You know, people be planning well, just like the dollar. Upanga order, dollar ilipa 24. Wapanga order, wagula ku China. By the time, maybe ilipa 27, example. 27. Wagula ku China, order ilipa 27. By the time people running from Zambia, dollar ilipa 24. Already wapeza loss ya 3 kwacha, pay $1. Ona, ubwela wagulisa pa dollar ilipa 24. Ufuna check wamba kutuende kumaorder ya bwela futi pa 27 futi wapeza loss futi 3 kwacha futi inango. So you find that small businesses, they're failing to plan. To sustain themselves.
But also
so even on the dollar, excuse me, let me just talk about the dollar.
Briefly.
Even on the dollar, let it be maintained at a certain price. We say, okay, tiza apa zaita mangisira apa, so that we want to plan, because right now si planika dollar.
Yeah, but also you, the opposition, you have been taught to be realistic even as you offer these checks and balances, because according to the UPND, they're saying, look, we found a damaged economy. Everything is affected. In Kanyama dollar, Kanya fuel, there's a huge debt, kudi fuel that the current government has to dismantle.
Debt, which debt?
Don't you think maybe the opposition are being too harsh on the UPND, saying that, first of all, do you acknowledge that maybe the UPND found large debt?
My guy, ukalibogula secondary motoka kumankala wa yesa kumankala janoma kambati on as it is basis. Then chirikuli yokambati nzaigula olo sinzaigula. Yes, debt might have been there wanaipeza wa UPND, but that's the solution because of the same debt. That's why
so they're saying that they're fixing it and they cannot do it in 2 years.
How much have they paid so far? How much have they paid? Because the problem now UPND ma secret, there's no transparency. Okay, they found a huge debt. How much was it? And up to today, as of today, how much have they paid? And how much have they borrowed? because they've also been borrowing. These are the things that Zambian people need to know. But the problem with UPND is that they are too secretive. The information is not coming down to to a common Zambian person to know, to say, okay, Tifno Ziva, maybe example, PF government left 14 billion. Hapa in 3 years italipirako 12 billion. Kwa sala balance 2 billion. Na ife takongolako zaso. This is the information that the Zambians need to know. Even myself, I'm interested in knowing, to say, okay, fine, they left the debt. How much was it? How much has been paid? And how much has UPND borrowed?
So seeing that there is this debt issue, so then do you think it's justifiable that, certain things to do with the economy, they said, look, yes, the economy is tough, but we also have a debt. Do you think then now it's justifiable to say, okay, economy is buno, but in Congo, they were trying to sort out this debt issue?
Okay, let's say 2026 will end. What are you going to point at that UPND did? Bachoka 2026 in case Bachoka. Because they need to balance.
Yeah.
As they're dismantling that debt, then also naka economy na kefa kalikobu. Because look, Mazambians right now, to small businesses, there's no money in the economy.
Maybe to give them a benefit of doubt, they'll talk about CDF, they'll talk about how many people they employed, health and also education sector. They'll talk about these, some of these achievements that they've done.
Let me talk about CDF. My guy, I love to be so realistic. CDF is a very good idea, which to me is not implemented in a good way.
So it is a good idea.
It is a good idea. UPND came up with very good ideas, but the implementation is where I have a problem with them. CDF itself is a good idea. It was increased from how much was it?
Around 1 million, yes, around 1.8. But now it's about 30. Is this 3 million?
Yeah, about 30 million somewhere there. Yeah. You see, this was a very good idea.
The constituency, yeah.
But the implementation is where I have a problem with. Look, CDF, they say, even when they were announcing the same CDF, they said that it will be decentralized. If you Google the word decentralized or decentralization in simple terms, it turns out that zikabwera ndrama za CDF mu constituency, let's say Munali. Jandrama zifungo 7 za within Munali. Waona ka to improve Munali, like my youth batengako ma grants, to maloni, to 7 za to ma drainage, to ma chancha vonse funka Munali ngatinga school kakalingalinga funo faka malata Munali, to shokerera. You get what I'm trying to say. But this money, to me, is a bonus for UPND cadres.
Why do you say so?
Why I say so, WDCs have been politicized. So if you don't belong to the government of the day, you can't be a member of WDC. And they're putting their interests ahead of anything else. Meaning the actual Zambians who do not belong to any political party are also getting affected. Because me, the way I understand, if I was to be MP today, decentralization, the way it's supposed to work is, ngati kuliko ka peace work ko panga tuma drainage mu, let's say mu Munali constituency, kalingalinga ward. Tizafunika kusakira vaina tuma company mkalingalinga ward twa construction vaminonga kwanza kupanga tutumifolo.
Don't you think that is being done?
No. Find out. Most of these people getting these contracts, they're from other areas. If the money can be used within the wards or within the constituencies will change. Because ngatimanga school, let's say Pachibero. Or mean Pachibero, yeah. Chibero is under Lusaka Central, okay? You get the people from within Lusaka Central, vajana tuma construction company tungono kapani tuma grade chani, kapani tuma grade zingati huko. Wafika, imwe apatiambo panga school, can you bid? Waleta wa bidding, okay, we are going to give this company to do the construction. Okay, imwe panga mageti, letani machani, letani tuma company tuanu, waleta o shokerera, okay, we are going to give our your shokerera. We are going to do this. Then mabricklayer from within the constituency, please. Waja mabricklayers, machancha ni guarantee sevens. Wabwera basenze. You find that money will be rotating within the what? Within the constituency. Manjanga tumpeza kati contract yopanga school. Mwatenga muntu wakumansa ombwe, mwamuleta Munali abopanga school. Wambera ka? Ndama zatenga ando spendera na mabricklayer achoka nabo kwake kujana bonse. You find that how much money is going to remain in Munali? Mpeza kati ndrama mulibe. That's why peza na ndrama pa ground. Palibe. But if we are going to restrict these jobs, the CDF, with our people, like for instance, we want to supply desks to Mahatma Gandhi. Wamvera, takamba toke, tufuna madeski angati o maskulu ya Munali constituency, we've got 150 schools. How many desks do we need? Maybe we need 20,000 desks.
Yeah.
we look for these metal fabricators. We've got a lot. Tawapasa deal. Okay, imwe metal fabricators. Muzapanga maframe yama desk ya nsimbi. Imebi wali 4 or 5. Iwo zapanga kwa 2000, iwo zapanga kwa 2000, iwo zapanga kwa yangati. Taenda kuli makapenta. Imwe makapenta muzapanga chape matop yama desk na vonkali rapo. Yali yangati yali 20,000. Zakuta divide. Ali onsa zapanga kwa 2000. Waona ka? Imwe ngati muli maplanga. Wamini mgulisa maplanga, mulipo, tigulisa maplanga, okay, fine. Capital yano, no, but we can manage capital, kutiti inka ina capital ya chani, yopanga ma desk yali 20,000. Okay, cool. Apply for CDF. Tiza kupasa nkoni kandra kaloni, but tiza juwamo, pokufole sana. Endani mkaode maplanga, ngati mkopa beoto ruseko, mulete mbwe msupply ma welders, waminoza mbopanga machani, ma desk. Na wabwera, wasupply ya maplanga, mwakongolesa kama hafu ngatu ya tundrama tungono, wankari yako napoya mbira. Nisemu na washokerera. Mungamuza toke, shokerera ma desk. Akama, no, ini machine yanga, ima funda, ima katinga ni yopanga. Okay, how much do you need for a machine? No, I need a 20 pin. Okay, apply. You apply, you sit down as WDC, DC. Okay, let's our washokerera, watenti wapasi, watenga mazingati ma 20 pin. But waka supplier, wazatenga mazingati ma 35 pin, profit ya on 15 pin. I am a 20, afu nikatebwanji, ya bwerere. Then you get back that money. That's the way you empower your people.
Okay, all right, let's get to the phone lines. The number is 0956-200-490. Good morning, you are through to the program.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and where you calling us from?
This is IC from Solwezi.
IC from Solwezi. Go ahead with the contribution.
Thank you so much. Chair, Mulibwandi.
Tilibu ino, mjibi epi?
Tiwa mtende kana nueva.
Tujitu burongo banzoro.
Tuasanta mani.
Tuasancho.
Mani. I love the way you are actually explaining. First of all, let me appreciate you.
No, thank you very much, boss.
Yeah, you are explaining very, very well for a normal person who understands what you are explaining. Being a UPN, being a PF, you are explaining as if you are a non-partisan. Well, talking of this particular government, I think that's for me. The problem is they actually talk too much and work less. So they are supposed to make sure that when they are talking, they do what they talk. Unlike they talk and let others do, then they wait for those people, or then they wait for those people to talk. That's when they will come and respond. They should be actually slow in responding than working. So that's what I want this government to do. Now, mwakamba bwino pa desk. Mwona kuna kusorwezi kwa meni. Imaona inetraki machoka kukopa beo chuku. Ibreza ma desks kumilunga. Just imagine itoka kupa beo to ma desk enda kumilunga. To do what? As there are not people in Milunga that can actually make my desk. There are people there. So that CDF, yes, it's a good idea, but the implementation is very, very long. You are light on that one. And the men ma CDF, men bakujandara, baononga tabe kulide na profit men atoka mu CDF. So I think they need to make sure that they monitor in my CDF go na and men am pass my CDF. I think you go further in that one. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ice from Solwezi. Great to know that Solwezi is listening. The number is 0956-200-490. We do have quite a number of text messages, and also seeing that our Facebook has some quite a number. Let me just pick up, I think, 2 more calls, and then we get to them. Good morning. You are through to the program. Okay, we've lost that caller. You can call us back on 0956-200-490. Good morning. You are through to the program. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, but you are very low. We can barely hear you.
Okay. Yeah, talking to Mr. Mwale here.
Okay.
Mr. Mwale from?
Lusaka.
From Lusaka.
Within Lusaka.
Yeah, go ahead with the contribution.
From within Lusaka.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Sipalo.
Yeah, good morning, Bwana Mwale. How are you?
Oh, no, we're doing well. Thank you.
No, thanks, boss.
I want to say something on your criticism as the opposition on the government of the day. I feel your criticism is not really being constructive. We're trying to be unfair to them. Talking of the commodities, where he talked of the high prices of middle meal, fuel, and so on and so forth. If you look back, this has been a trend from Epson. If you talk of the time the MMT took over from Munich, where they left, they found the price of bag of minimum fuel. That's not where they left it. If you talk of the MMD or the PF, where they found the price of the middle here, it's not where they left it. So it has been a trend. You look at fuel, it's the same thing. They do like the same thing. So now on the PND government, it's like people are just being too much. You can't see anything good that the government is doing. The issue of CDF, the EPA that is avoiding it, and if you look at all the opposition constituents, others, Tanzania is doing good when it comes to CDF. Others are not. So you can't blame the government. Like you said, implementation, but who is to blame? The people that are getting the same CDF, but all ones are guaranteed to take charge and make sure that those people are even the vehicles are distributed, all the vehicles to monitor the CDF or CDF is supposed to be not to be used. So I think we are not really being constructive when we are doing our politics. We are being very unfair on the government. At least if we are to allow a given time, you talked of the issue of Caderism when the president talked of Dubai, Saudi Arabia. But no, that takes time. Dubai didn't just do it within a second, within a day to so okay, now they even at dams or whatever. It took time up where they are now.
Mr. Mwale.
Even the same, yes, sir.
Can I ask you a small question, or maybe it's a contribution? I don't know how you're going to put it. Don't you feel... Hello? Yes, it's still there.
Yes.
Don't you feel sometimes the reason why people are on government is because of the way they promised? Because if I remember very well, whilst in opposition, the current government promised a lot of things, and people thought, this is the right replacement as compared to PF. And don't you think that there's lack of communication between those that are in power and the end users who are the mass, the people on the ground?
On that one, you have a point, of which I respect. I respect you on that one. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But why the main problem, like I earlier stated, it's how we are trying to criticize the same government. It's like, for example, you are going into a house. You find out someone is selling a house, and then they tell you the house is like under this. And then you even promise someone you're coming through. That house, the moment I buy it, this is how I'm going to improve it. But the person who was in there didn't tell you the damage of the house when you go deeper or into the house itself. And then the moment you enter the same house, the person who are relying on you to say you're going to try and make it the proper way it is, you now, fail to do it the way it's supposed to. Because why? The damage that you found now, as you entered the same house, is different to the way you are looking at it when it was being explained to you on the outside of it. So this is how, I feel the same with the government. It's like the moderator also has to say, don't you think, what the PF left or the death or the damage, then you could have caused all this. Maybe the UPND or the president was very, fair on your process. He knew that it's going to be, but maybe the moment he entered into the government, they saw the damage that was there. So now this goes now all these things, and then someone looks to be now a liar, when in fact what he saw and what he intended was better than.
All right, Mr. Mwale, thank you so much for your contribution. Our guest is definitely going to respond to you. Good morning. You are through to the program.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling us from? Yes, under 60 seconds, Washmalan.
Yeah, ubalishani mkwai. Nakuno kulusaka nanga nuko kweka.
Ya uvunga na uyo mutengo wa mdala. Abantu bale ilishanyi. Muliranda buno sana.
Singa mdala.
Bakola bafumapo abani ba UPN ndibe na barafola bena. Bakola bafumapo. Ya pesinga. Misakama nawe. Mwina Zambia no istapare fo yokuchinja buteko. Mulando akwe bati banyu don. Bajaide sintituma sana. Lord Sheding bali kenuko bati. Songa twaingira femigeti. Lord Sheding ni chapo ni bye bye. Unga mwakola chitobwa chikobwa kifite kwacha. Lero muse mmonyo bunga. My brother. Abantu balesi okwanisha. Abantu balechula nashume milomo. Mwali palo imwe mwelandira kwa abantu. Mukonka nyepo. ba police nomba eba wiki nomba makada nenani makada bale chichunganya abantu abana Zambia. The biggest opposition bantu abalechula bantu abalelala ensala eba opposition abantu abali mu hospital omushiri omuti eba opposition esonga kyakuba ati mwese bakonke lungu membe tapali bwafya house abena Zambia bola ni punch babikire na hata tukafeelista UPND bye bye.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. Great to know that Kitwe is listening. Let me just read out some comments here that have come through our Facebook. It says, I'm following up the issue with you, the opposition. You don't know.
Can you please tell us about things
the government has done not only bad things. Okay, I cannot see, but there was this one from Leonard. Says, Mr. Thomas, I think you are being used. For as long as more people in that UKA were PF, they failed the people of Zambia by beating innocent people. I'm a victim of the beatings in Intercity. I was forced to board a bus I did not want because PF guys were in charge. So you can't control such people. Okay, talking about how that you are being used in that UKA. Okay. Then this one says, watching from Dola, my question is, what are the plans of UKA about reducing the cost of living and programs for persons living with disabilities? Chanda Wabonse in Indola. Let me also just read some of them. It says, Mr. Sipalo, President Wamukombo, good morning to you. When do you think you will visit Eastern Province for mobilization purposes? Please stay focused. This one says, Good morning, Mr. Sipalo, sir. Be truthful. Economy under UPND is stable and it shall continue to stabilize. Youths have jobs these days without any connections. Look at free education. No caderism. These days, people are free. Youths are happy to have jobs under UPND. Don't worry, energy and meal prices will stabilize. This country is in capable hands under HH and his team. Truly, at the moment, no party can manage to give us the best in our country in terms of economy, apart from the UPND and HH. This is Kabwata from Kazungula. Thank you so much. Kabwata. Yes.
You are UPND.
Mazimabwanja UPND. Says, Mr. Sipalo, what are you telling us is totally wrong. Why I say so, even UPND, when it was in opposition, when they wanted to have rallies, they notified the police. And the police did not grant them. Mr. Sipalo, just say the truth. You are PF. Again, the issue of no power during the PF, there was rain. They were saying global. And you, the opposition, were not offering solutions and cadres, but they're not like the PF. I hope you've gotten that. Let me just exhaust our text messages because we have quite a lot of them. This one says, okay. Sorry, that just slipped my... it says, stop lying there. There is no caderism. In fact, those are PF cadres who are making violence because they're used to that. Malama from Chiwolia compound in Osaka. Thank you so much, Malam. I think let me give you a chance to respond to some of these concerns.
I'm going to start with Malama Chiwolia. Because you see, Chiwolia is my hood. I once stayed there. I think my family is still there. I think they know them, Kujakwa Zangu. When I saw me and them. This guy who is talking about Caderism, that there is no Caderism, then he indirectly saying that we're present in Wabos. Because we're present when in a press conference, Mazomazo, when I come up Caderism. So now, if there are no cadres, then what is this guy saying? Then he's saying that the president is lying. That the president shouldn't have talked about arresting cadres. The president, he himself was there, even said, Makada walipo. Even, you see the problem, let's not politicize anything. India politics any makana. Let's go a wrong. Because what we need at the end of the day is a better Zambia for everyone. Whether opposition or ruling. Tonsenjala itichitra pamozi. The truth of the matter is the economy is not okay. Let's not even lie to ourselves, say no, prices are stable. How much was bread in 2021? How much is bread today? How much was bread 2 weeks ago? How much is bread today? How much was minimum in 2021? How much is minimum today? You can't call this stability. Stability, don't misuse the word stability. Stability means mutengo waimirira pamozi na pamozi. Manje hapa vindu vyenda vikwererako every day. Ukaenda after 2 weeks, dollar ikakwera vakwera vinangu. Vikatabwanji, meaning the economy is not stable. So this person shouldn't be lying to say no, the economy is stable. If it's stable, where? Because one million my business, you are vala. Why? Because there's no money in circulation, things are getting expensive, and vakangwa kwenda kuorder food. So palasa pesa katuma capital tonse bambakudya sidala sikuzifunira iyai sikuti ati UPND tikakamba nchitizonda iyai vindu siviri mushe pa ground. Let's just be honest, and you might find that mundu amene wanakamba naye maybe asauka na wesi kuchira na ife, maybe if sauka kona bugino, you see. So sometimes let's just be honest, let's sit down and look at ourselves and say, what I'm saying, is this making sense? Me, I don't just talk because of politics. Where I am, I'm not saying in Magonanjala, I'm able to eat 3 meals. My children can eat 3 meals a day. But I've got relatives who are failing to eat. I've got friends who are failing to eat. I've got neighbors. Makombo, wamene wakangiwa kudia no survive in this harsh economy. According to JCTR, they are saying for a family of 5, you need about 10,700 kwacha kuti mudye per month. Ndevanena kamba JCTR. Family of 5, meaning you, your wife, and 3 children. You need 10 pin. How many people are getting 10,000 in Zambia? Family watenga 1.5, 2 pin. Meaning they are living below the poverty line. So, meaning tisa ukatewambiri. Look, people voted for UPND for one thing. They promised Zambia a better Zambia. Not to be complaining or to start now comparing themselves to what made PF lose power. No. If they're using the same formula that he took out PF, then they should also expect the same results to leave power. Because when UPND was in opposition, it was telling people to say, Vintu vizankala bwino, fuel vizankala bwino, economy zasevenzerapo, EV, all those weaknesses ya PF, UPND promised the people of Zambia. And it's not a crime, it's not wrong to remind them to say, but munalonjeza, munati promisa kuti vintu vizankala so, why is vinkala so? It's, you know, makomboni, me I can tell you, for the first time from muma 90s, ndepa nena onako, these days, pamena azimai makomboni, watenga ndrama faka pamozi, wasonkezana waendo kula 25 kg ya unga wabwera wamba kupima. Azimai makombo ni mpeza kufaka ma 25 vari 10 waendo kula vimbombo kuzambifi vankuku wabwera wambo chamonga back bambek uyatenga po vivili uyatenga po vitatu. Niviona manje hapa. Na ija system yopitsa mo unga makombo ni katikwa nkala maliro. Hapa nambo yu na wanambo pita ya mwazimai. Meaning what? The economy is not okay. Look, a bag of mini meal now is more expensive than masarali yabantu benangu wakafakamu na vintu vosi. Because utapeza muntu wafola 1.5 ugolemo unga maybe 300 and maybe 350 uzasa muna zingati 650 wamene umugolemo kagupuka saladi vakudi ya udieko bwino uchitalenti uzasa vaiva bwanji. Things are not okay. Let UPND work on the economy. Let them use the same plans which they promised the people of Zambia. You know, they shouldn't just be giving more promises on top of promises. Let them at least fulfill ivi vinangu. Then nikalipo siriza kuli huyu wamene nzakamba kwati nzakamba no Thomas you are PF. I've never been PF. In fact you are PF wanantimbapo 9 in 2011. Me I was MMD after Taluza wanantimbapo. That's why I'm saying me I don't like Caderism. And ingati kuli chinchamene ni zonda on pavonse kuma politics ni makadas. Sini wakonda nani wanani menyapo, and I've never been PF. I'm independent right now and I shall be independent though I'm an affiliate of United Alliance. Then Mr. Leonora talked about something which is very important, the issue of persons living with disabilities. You see, me I was at Nali Secondary School. Pali bantu wamene wali vingana ma disabilities. Kapinet kambe mchinyanja, mene tawanzato maintenance kelako pakati, apeta tinasira kuskuru, tikamba kuti wole mala. You see, we had a lot of them. Penze vampofu, penze vandali wa viuru, tenzo punzira na wambiri. So you find that awa wantu wa mapunzira, patu wakapunzira, tilibe na maningi maplani, ma government ya bwerapo, still aganizira. Unipi ntao ya kaunda, vampofu ndiyezo senza kupitisi, ndiyezo nkala ma telephone operators, ndiyezo nkala nshito zao. Vambiri wa chiuru, wenzo kondo nkala wapa ma reception, wavo taipa and everything. That's what they used to do. But you find that government, my particular tenga multipartism, awa wantu still aganizira. Look at my target. Uzapeza mtogeti, patogeti, mundu kuchoka kusene alichabenkale mpaka mazuro, azunguru kachacho satumalisiti. Are you telling me, muntu jane alibe ozizira mendo, bati manjali nayo anga kangi osenza patogeti? Anga sevenze. Look at my chain stores ya mene abwera. We can come up with a deliberate policy ya wanzatu wole mala to say, okay fine, imwe mbwera mombe wa ShopRite mbwera, if a policy yatu mno Zambia according to Vameneti Ganzira, according to our labor laws is, please, maybe have even 40 to 50%. Waza mbonkala kwa pamatiu wankale wachani, vankale volemala because ntchito zamene wachita ambiri wamendo aviri wolemala wangachite cause kungala winango nolemala endera pauche but manja ali chabe bwino apuleza chabe mtengo kaka kalisiti kachoka. So such jobs are supposed to be spared for our friends because vambiri wamatati apunzira but kulipo amenanga mungenese ntchito cause kulipo vamenanga chite. So if we are to spare jobs monga za matogeti na zinangu tasira ko vanzatu ava vapa ma wheelchair awe ivo vingankaleko bwino. Then somebody talks about visiting Eastern Province. Very soon we are going to announce tizamba kupitamo, tizamba kupita kutiti ambe kucha mobilize because at the end of the day Zambia ndiye yatu. Then inangweza kambati there is no opposition ni vantu. Of all the people that you are seeing at kulipo menana sankiwa kuli mulunguti azankala president angachoke from anywhere because what is going to kick out UPND are the people of Zambia. Why? Because the promises which they promised the people of Zambia, they are not doing them. People, yes, someone will say, no, people have been employed. What's the percentage, Yamarova, who've been employed so far? And besides, being employed in civil service, that's a mandate of every government. Every president, you've got the mandate to employ the people in government. That's why it's called recruiting. You recruit the people to get in government. Proper employment is done from the private sector. How is our private sector doing? How are the businesses doing? So if they want to balance up, Zambia, let them now start making sure to say private sector na hivi promote. Let them make sure that small and medium enterprise. That's why small and medium enterprise, that was also another brilliant idea which I supported even when the president said no, there is now small and medium enterprise ministry. I was very happy. But how is it doing? Is that a ministry where some people maybe wankala cheva linkale, and yet that ministry can be used on a lot of things.
So you can safely say that the UPND have got very good ideas.
Yes, but they came up with very good ideas, but implementation and communication is where the problem is. Naboza. Wow.
Perhaps that's why you should help them. The ideas are
but
there.
They don't want to be helped. When the issue
have you tried to want to help them?
I'll give you an example of issue of maize. When we said milisi nizingono apamvula kulipe. So what we are going to do is also Gulisa is Miris. The MP, the Minister of Agriculture, that's why I mean to be president today, I can fire Honorable Mtoro Piri for lying on the floor of government. He went in parliament at his own record to have said that we've got enough stock and we won't stop exporting maize and where possible meal because our reserves have got enough stocks. What happened down the line? The Minister don't say Gulisa. Apa Minister Pezakatilibe tambo pempa manje kuviaro, the president going on TV, no, we are asking for help because we are suffering hunger, what, because we've got a drought. When we saw the thing that we had, that's lack of thinking, that's lack of being visualized, that's lack of care. So let's not politicize everything. You see, the government is already in power. Let them implement the policies they promise the people of Zambia. Let them stop politicking. And we can't be politicking on each and everything. In Zambia right now, I can tell you, in most clinics, there are no medicines. People have spoken, they are tired, they are just looking. Go at the UTH, go and check cancer section there. Go and check how many machines are working. Go and check my x-ray. People have stopped talking. Not that they're not observing. The people of Zambia are seeing what is happening. Let UPND fulfill their promises, and where they fail, let them call the people, let them get ideas and explain to the Zambians to say apa vatika ngako bati tipase nkoni time vindu vizankala so. But the problem with UPND is ego. Everyone thinks is too educated. Everyone thinks to say, if I say no apa vatamonga vativuta kwa zati seka bantu. Yes, people will laugh at you, but you are telling the truth. Face the Zambians. These Zambians that voted for you for your promises are the same Zambians that are going to vote you out for not fulfilling what you promised them.
Yeah, Mr. Sipalo, we've certainly run out of time. Let me get to your concluding remarks, even as we come towards the end of the program.
My concluding remarks is, being the National Youth Chairman, is that as the young people, let's come together. Let's take advantage of this opportunity. Let's challenge these older politicians. Let's not be scared, because you see, there's this tendency in Zambia where young people are told, no, you are future leaders. No, we are not future leaders. So what we need is, let's challenge them. Ngati mwaona kuti ufuna uimiri am 2026. Maybe ndo wa UPND waona kuti bazali mbikira kufaka po MP wamena nkala 25 years umozi na umozi kuno. Nilipe opportunity. Come and join UKA. I'm going to advocate, I'm going to push for you to stand there on UKA. So osayopa osamvera manta bwerani, because you know there are a lot of brilliant young guys in the ruling party who've been on the reserve for a very long time. They've been told embekeza uzaka imirako next election, embekeza uzaka imira next election, vaenda vakula vakungofaka vamozi na vamozi. And I don't think some of the people who've overstayed in parliament are going to give chance to the young people. So this is your opportunity. Use Sipalo. Talk to Sipalo. Let's make sure us as young people, as much as we are affiliated with UKA, we are going to sit down and we are going to advocate for 50% youth representation on all positions, starting from government up to ward levels. So let's work together. Let's make sure we are together. We are praying to God. Let's not be used as tools of violence, because wakati gwira vaminosala vutika niwana watu na mafamili yatu 27 ndipo ngati kulivaja vamene vafuna kuntumira phone so that we can talk about my vision, how I feel about the young people of Zambia. You can call me, ningawapa se number simalonda yakai. You can call me, you can get in touch with me on 0977 52 45 69 0977 52 45 69. Ngasina yanke mngasiecheka message or WhatsApp, I'll call you. Right. Zambia belongs to us all. Tenti zipempera, abash Caderism, abash tribalism. Uzo tutaiwa kama va tribalism. Abash tribalism. Let's make sure we live together as one Zambia, one nation. Izi midala za menzileta ma divisions na tribalism. Tisankale nao pafupi. Tenti zibao uza chimozi. Tebena angu ifeta wambili tinabadwira muno mrusaka, tinabadwira mtown stizi wa mtundu. All we know are the people that we grew up with. Others are from Eastern, from Northern, from Muchinga, but together it's one Zambia, one nation.
Thank you so much for coming through. Actually, it's good that you gave your number, because we had quite a number of people that were requesting for your number.
For my number?
Yeah, so thank you so much for making it through to today's edition of ChatBack. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my guy.
All right, this is where we come to the end of the program. Up next is the news. Remember to share Jesus boldly. Good morning.
ChatBack on RCV News.